Thank you guys so much for clicking on the video today. I hope you're doing well. You guys already know the deal. Get your hands ready. Get your fingers ready. Because today we're going to be rummaging around in the Wild West, and they might get a little dirty from all the mud. But, you know, you don't want to get any mud on your keyboard, right? So make sure you wash your hands before you leave a comment. Because that's what I need you guys to do. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about this game, about this topic. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let's go ahead and get into the video. So if you guys have never heard of this game before, it's called Hunt Showdown. Okay? I bought this game when it first came out, and I never really played it. I don't really know why, to be honest. I really enjoyed the gameplay, but I think I needed a team. I needed a team or I needed to get better at the game to run it solo. And at the time that I picked up the game, I wasn't at that point, and I was losing characters consistently, which I'll talk about in a second. That may sound like a bad thing, but trust me, it's actually one of the most unique and one of the best things about this game. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So Hunt Showdown is a game that is based in, I guess you could call it Western times, but also not really. When I say Western, I mean, the time of cowboys, because that's honestly the vibe that I get from this game. And it's not in a sense of a Red Dead Redemption, but it's more in a sense of, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like mixing Wild West with horror and just battle royale, I guess, but it's also not really a battle royale, but it is a battle royale. I don't even know how to describe it. It's so unique. I'm telling you, you need to pick up this game because if you actually let yourself get into it, and especially if you have a friend with you to play the game with, or if you find a friend who's playing the game, or find a person who's playing the game and make friends with them, and you actually go hard, you go in. This is one of the best experiences in gaming that I've had in such a long time. I cannot tell you how much I've been playing this game. This is amazing. Okay, so let's get into the subsystems of the game, or I guess just the systems in general that the game has to offer. So I mentioned something about losing characters before, and that's honestly a huge part of this game. You pick up a character, you play as that character, but if you die when you go into a match, you lose that character forever. Which may seem like a bad thing, but also not, because whenever you complete a match, even if you extract, you're always leveling up, and the XP system is actually very rewarding. It's very fair. If you extract with tokens, you're minimum gonna reach level 17, 20, something like that with one match if you get a token and you extract, and you do a full sweep and everything like that. And I'll get into the way that the token system works and all of that in this video. But the way that the character works is every time you complete a match and you do certain things, you'll level up that character. That character can reach up to level 50. And you can always change the gear out on that character. The character has its own separate loadouts, and you could always change it out, not necessarily in a mission, obviously, but when you're in the lobby and you're about to enter a mission, then you will have the ability to change that out with the large array of weapons that are available in this game. Not only weapons, but you also have equipment, and you also have consumables. So, you have a lot of mix and matching to do. Additionally, with your characters, you also have traits, or you have little perks, I guess. For example, there's one perk that I love that makes it so that lever action rifles, when you fire it from the hip, it increases its fire rate. And using that with a weapon like the Winfield is insane, because it allows you to fire off shots super fast, and they're actually pretty accurate as well. But that's just one example of a trait that you can add on to a character. Now, one cool thing about this is that you can build characters a certain way. You can build a character the way that you want it to. So you can build a character that's based off of lever action rifles, or you can build one that's based off of bolt action rifles, or sniper rifles, or shotguns, or pistols, or melee, or equipment, or there's a bunch of different things that you can do and really make your character your own. Not only that, but there's some interesting stealth elements that come into the game as well, because sound is a huge part of this game, and I'll get into that in a second. But you can add some traits that make it so that your character is much more stealthy. There's also a limit to the amount of traits that you can have. There's a maximum of 15, so you can only have 15 traits. on one character at one time. So that kind of prevents your character from getting too overpowered and too cluttered with like all the perks. So, and there's a ton of perks to choose from, by the way, and they seem to be consistently adding more and more, not only more perks, but also more weapons as they develop the game. So it's honestly a really awesome experience leveling up and building up your character. So the next thing that I want to bring up is the match system, or the way that matches work in this game. You can either go in solo, you can partner up with 1 to 2 random people, and there are also different matches that you can have. There are duos and trios, basically. So you can go in solo into trios if you really wanted to, and you'll get extra XP, but obviously it's going to be much more difficult because you're going in alone against teams of 3. So you might not want to do that. You could also go in solo in duos as well. Once again, you might not want to do that because it's going to be a little bit challenging, but especially if you're first starting out. But they still give you that option. You're not forced to partner up with somebody, which I think is nice. Additionally, the maps overall for any game mode that you go into, it's going to be pretty large, and it's always going to have 12 people. So if you're doing duos, then you're going to see 6 different teams, and if you're in trios, you're going to be seeing 4 different teams. Additionally, there's a quick play mode that allows you to just get a random hunter, and it's kind of more in line with regular battle royales, where you get a random person. You start out with either a pistol, a shotgun, or a melee weapon, and then you can go in. When I say shotgun, it's a single shot shotgun, so don't get too excited. But you go in with a default weapon. You pick up some stuff, meaning you pick up equipment like the consumables, the equipment, and the weapons that I mentioned earlier, that are scattered around the map, and you have to basically be the last one standing, while also collecting these well springs that allow you to ultimately get more XP at the end of the match. The quicker you get those well springs, and the quicker that your well starts to go down, which is a thing on the top left corner. You should be able to see it on your screen now. If you have more of that by the end of the match and it starts draining, then you will ultimately get more XP if you're the last one standing. So that's kind of the way that this that quick play works. Now, when you're going into a regular match, you're going into a hunt. What that means is you're going after a specific target or targets. They are, as of right now, there are only 3 targets, which kind of sucks. I hope they add more in the future. But you have the butcher, you have the spider, and you have the nightmare. So that's what you go into. You go in and you try and kill these targets. They're pretty difficult to kill, but in order to find them, you have to discover the clues. So the clues are scattered around the map, and if there are multiple targets in a map, then it's going to be segmented off. And obviously, you can just randomly come across the target. That happens sometimes. Every once in a while, you'll just go to a point of interest and the target is just there, and then you just start killing it, right? You are ahead of the curve because you didn't need to search for all 3 clues. But if you don't randomly find the target, then what you have to do is you have to collect clues, 3 of them in fact, and once you collect all 3 clues, the location of that target is revealed to you. You go there, you kill it. When you kill the target and start banishing it, it actually reveals the location to everybody else on the map, so everybody knows where you are, and anybody can come in and try and kill you. Until the banishing is over, you can't really leave the spot. I mean, you could leave, obviously, but you don't want to, because the entire reason why you're going there is to get tokens. Now, the tokens that you get, each bounty or each target drops 2 tokens, and they can be picked up by you and your partner. If there's teams of 3, then it's still only 2 tokens, so only 2 people on the team can pick up the tokens, but the extra person who's on the team still gets the same amount of XP as the other members of the party. So when you pick up this token, you actually get enhanced dark sight, which dark sight is what you use in order to find the clues. I should have mentioned that earlier, but that's what you use to find the clues. Enhanced dark sight allows you to see enemies on your map, or not on your map. When you use dark sight, you're actually able to see enemies. They're like little orange blobs on your screen. So that's kind of the incentive to get the tokens. It allows you to get that extra perk, and that will help you escape. But whenever you have a token, people on the map can see where you are. If they open up their map, they can see a little lightning bolt that shows exactly where you are. And it updates it seems like it updates every 3 seconds or so. So it's a little bit behind, but it's also fast enough to make you feel like you need to keep moving, because anybody can be around the corner. So that's basically Hunt Showdown. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to talk about your experience with the game, if you have played it before, let me know down in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you think of this game. Is this something that you are considering picking up now that you've seen this video, or is it still something that you're like, it's not really worth it? It's not really a battle royale. It's not really a game that I think I'll be into. The gunplay looks too slow. The character system sounds kind of whack. Or maybe you think the opposite. You think the gunplay, even though it's slow, it is perfect for you. You like that slow gameplay. Or maybe you think that the losing character system is actually a really cool idea and it's really unique. Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And also let me know what you think about this video. If you enjoyed the video overall, make sure you leave a like. If you are new here, hit that sub button. What are you doing? If you got to this point and you haven't hit the sub button, come on. Hit that sub button. I would really appreciate it. Join the family. I would love to have you here. Additionally, if you're not already following me on Twitter so that you know whenever I post a new video, or whenever I go live on Twitch, or if you just want funny stuff on your feed, because I just post a bunch of random stuff on there, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Links are both in the description and in the pinned comment down below. And beyond that, guys, that'll be it for the video today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one.